Alrighty, I think we are live. Hello, everyone. This is Glenn from Thrive After 50, and welcome tonight. Once again, thank you for spending your Monday night with me. I really, really appreciate that. And if you think anybody, anyone you know might ever be served by what I share on these Monday nights, by all means, please share this video with them as you think of it here. So. Good day today. Got my new haircut, man. Feeling good. And on top of that, it's my birthday, so I kind of choosing a different path here tonight. I don't. The video probably may not be as long as it normally is. Again, it's my birthday, and I decided I may not want to be here as long as that is normal. And plus, something that's unique, different, is that I'm going to share with you a book, a phrase that just really, really has meant a lot to me, and it's helped me grow considerably over the years. I know many people at times want to know, how did you get there, Glenn? Or, how did this person get there, or that person there? What was some of the turning points in their life, and that's a very interesting question. I've had many of them, but some of the biggest influences I had have been some motivational speakers, and one of the biggest for me has probably been Wayne Dyer. Okay, and Wayne Dyer was actually born in my home city of Detroit, even though I was in a suburb of Detroit, and in 1940, and he died, I think it was August of 2015 in Maui. He had been living in Maui from a heart attack there. He had written a book back in 1976 called Your Erroneous Zones, which is one of the highest selling books ever, right up there with any others there. So that's where he pretty much got his popularity from. But what I really liked about Wayne Dyer, for me anyway, is that he was pretty near the first one that I found that ever spoke in a voice that really resonated with me. It really impacted me. What he said made sense, and it just kind of aligned with, I think, some of my internal beliefs, or what the path I had been going to. And that was really, really important. That was a very big turning point in my life there. This is just a little one of his. It's called 10 Secrets for Success and Inner Peace. That's one I've had a long time, and just an excellent little book, easy read, but just some of the lessons that he shares there are incredible. So I'm actually going to be reiterating some of that stuff tonight, but one of his 10 in here is, don't let your music die inside you, and to me, that just speaks volumes. It speaks volumes to me. And it was probably somewhere within me, a voice that spoke to me when I changed my life, which I'll go through my story later on. But he just says some really, really wonderful and cool things, made me think very, very deeply. And some of those I'd actually like to share with you tonight. Okay, and I just like the way that he views the universe. He views the world as an intelligent system in which every moving part is coordinated by every other moving part. Just like a fine watch, everything is moving and coordinated with each other here. That's what his belief of the universe was like, and I like that idea. I like that everything is happening for purpose, for a reason, and we all have a part in this. Okay, he goes on. There's a universal life force that supports and orchestrates everything. It all works together in perfect harmony. Gotta love that. Gotta love that, how, it's all happening the way it's supposed to. All happening. You are one of these moving parts. You should appear in the body you inhabit precisely on time. Your body will leave here with the same precision. And I know that's a difficult concept for many of us to believe, especially when disease strikes either ourselves or someone we know. It's really easy to feel like a victim, or to get angry and feel like the wrath of the world is upon you. But then again, we don't know what we don't know. You look at the depths of the universe here, that never ending, never ending. I mean, just to grasp that concept is, you can't comprehend it. You just can't. How can you comprehend something that you just can't understand what never ending means? I guess in my heart, I still think there's somewhere, I just can't fathom the idea of infinite there. So, but that's just incredible. And we don't know what we don't know. How can we even begin to pretend what we have put together as human beings on this planet is the culmination of our knowledge of what everything is out there, and I think of it, I've had it explained to me before, that think of a big wall in one of your rooms here, and you've got this little junction box this big, where you plug your cords into. That is the extent of that represents the extent of our entire knowledge, is that little box compared to that big wall that it sits on. That's what we don't know. We only know just little parts here. How our thoughts work, how light really travels, just the power of ourselves, our beliefs, our customs. Just we live in a creative world, an incredibly creative world, and we are constantly creating it by our decisions and by the choices we make. And it just blows me away to think of that this is all supposed to happen just the way it is. You must have shown up here for a reason. All of you have a heroic mission. I like that. There are no accidents in this universe. We all show up here with a purpose. There is an intelligence that is part of everything and everyone, and all of us are connected to it. That's just what I loved about this guy. He could say things in words that was like prose that, wow, just hit at the core, at your depths there of what's going on. We have a purpose. Isn't that a wonderful thought, that we are here for a reason? There is something that we're supposed to do, and many of us may have already be doing it in little ways. Some of us may have great things we're supposed to do. Some of us may be little things, but we are changing people's lives as we are here. So that just, like I said, he says that, Wayne Dyer says that in such a great way. And he also goes on to say that too many of us are afraid to listen to that music and march to it. I agree, man. I agree. I know so many people who are caged, that keep themselves small, feel like they don't have choice. They don't spread their wings or feel like they have the freedom to. They feel kind of stuck. I'm getting too old. My health isn't there anymore. I don't want to get out of my sofa. I mean, there's just too many people like that are afraid to listen to their music and actually do something with it. And I would, that's kind of what my job is, or my hope is that I can connect people with that, with them feeling good, by challenging themselves, by stepping into that next higher level of who they can be and may want to be, but don't know how to do it. And then the other group of people besides the cage are the ones that are very comfortable. And to me, those comfortable ones are probably the harder ones to serve, because a lot of them think they have the answers, and the answer is material goods, power, influence, controlling others. Well, I feel very differently about that. And a lot of these people are so rigid in their thinking that they are somewhat incapable of opening themselves to a larger and greater awareness. And I think that can be very, very troubling. So, all of us have something, I believe, that we can be passionate about or are passionate about. Maybe it's been put on the back burner for a long time. Maybe those 30, 40 years working in the corporate world or wherever you've been at has taken that away from you to some extent. Maybe raising a family and having those responsibilities of putting food in children's mouths, or having to raise children at home, the very difficult job of being a mother. And a lot of us haven't had time really to really follow our purpose or really think about that. That's one of the about hitting retirement age, or as we age anyway, particularly once the children move out of the house and hopefully the relationship is still good there. But that, and once you retire, if you retire, and I hope you do, because doing something for 65 years or 45, 40 years, whatever it is, that's long enough. That's long enough. Challenge yourself in a different way. Move on. There are some occupations, and I know a psychologist who is excellent at what he does, and he shouldn't retire. He's going to do this the rest of life because it's something that he absolutely loves, and he's changing people's lives and moving them along here. And he's really, really good at it. So there's some people that shouldn't change, but if you are in any way doing something that you haven't enjoyed or just are passionate about at this stage in your life, as you get older, change your life. Change your life. Try something new. You deserve it. You owe it to yourself. You owe it to finally step into those shoes of who you've always wanted to be and start acting on that, taking those steps here. And I think that's basically what Wayne Dyer has to say too. And maybe you have no idea what it is, what your purpose is, or what you want to do. I'll talk about some methods that I think may help you in discovering that. But it's not a quick fix. You're not going to find what your purpose is overnight. It's within you, and you got to kind of go in there and bring it up to find what that purpose is that you have here. So it's a process. It's a process. So you have to be patient with it is one thing. Khalil Gibran has a quote that when you are born, your work is placed in your heart. Okay, I just love that quote. I think it is. I know it is in mine. I had some experiences younger on where I traveled and really immersed myself in nature's beauty there, being a photographer and stuff. And I've been very blessed to have traveled to many, many places and have so many just absolutely take your breath away pictures. But that's been my passion, and that passion of following beauty has changed me. It's changed me to my core. Okay, and for a long time, I couldn't bring that up because I had to exist in a world that didn't honor that at all, about anyone bringing that out and speaking that. And plus, again, I had the mouths to feed, the children at home, the college tuition bills, all that stuff to take care of, and it was darn hectic. But once that was all done, the kids were out of the house, moved on and stuff, I said, it's my turn. It's my turn. And I needed to dismantle my life and start all over and go down a new path. And it's one of the best things I've ever done in my life. It's been one of the scariest things too. So, and I kind of went overboard compared to, I'm sure, a lot of you. I went through a divorce after 34 years. 34 years. I sold a business of 31 years. I got rid of my finances to consciously and unconsciously to some extent, because I knew that if I was where I was at, that comfortable thing would kick in, and I kind of needed to burn the bridges behind me in a lot of different ways here and submit myself to the unknown. Man, that's scary. That's scary, but yet I still say it's one of the best things I've ever done there. And to go through those caves of rediscovering who you are, asking yourself, what are your morals? What are you, what is your integrity? What kind of person are you? What kind of person do you want to be? And start stepping along those lines. Oh boy, I tell you, there was a lot of inner work that went into that. And I have stories up the wazoo, which I won't share right now with that. But then there was Leo Tolstoy's famous novel, The Death of Ivan Ilyich, and he asked this question. And I can only imagine how terrifying this would be for someone in that situation. What if my whole life has been wrong? Okay, can you imagine living your whole life being on your deathbed and then saying, man, what if I lived a lie? What if I really didn't live the life or be the person that I really wanted to be? And know that deep on the inside, but yet protected it, never let it out, and never followed that voice. And I can only imagine not only how terrifying that'd be, but just the disappointment that I would have in myself, I know, if I did that. And that was a deciding factor in making me change my life and start all over and figuring out what it was. I spent a lot of money going out on personal growth seminars and spent a lot of time reading, you know, all kinds of stuff. But this is what spoke to me and the direction I go. And I encourage you to find yours, whatever that might be. So, but what if your whole life has been wrong? That's a question you don't want to ask yourself. You know, I kind of know what my music is right now. Doing the Thrive After 50, which I'm still learning and building. You know, the website there, the personal training and group fitness instructor that I'm doing here in Tennessee, I absolutely love. I'm working with seniors. They're my specialty, working with their mobility and stretching and range of motion. And it's just so wonderful to take a gift that I have to be able to share that and help others to get healthier, to move better, to feel better. Because I know what it's like not to feel better. I mean, I came that close to having back surgery many years ago. And if it wasn't for these exercises that I do, I would have. Believe me, I would have. I had at the pain clinic, had a needle strike my main nerve when it went in. And I was supposed to go there for 3 different injections. That was the second one. And I said I'd never go back. And I never did. I never did. I had never felt such pain in my life. But if those didn't work, next step would have been surgery there. Fortunately, it did. Maybe making me scream like hell had something to do with that or so. But it did work there anyway. But it was those exercising. If I don't exercising, I start going to hell there. So you know, that's really, really important there. But it's nice. My point is that it's nice to be able to help people, change people's lives, lead them on. I'm also a coach, you know, so different things like that, just to move people forward into their lives, into who they are and what they want to be with themselves. So, like I said, I feel pretty good about the music that's playing in my life right now. I feel that this is something I'll be doing the rest of my life. You know, I want to become more of a speaker. I've done a couple speaking things already with not only my words and what I've learned, but also the beauty of the pictures that I've shared. I just gave a talk last Wednesday here and hope to do a lot more of those. So we all travel to the beat of our own drummer. As Thoreau put it, if a man does not keep pace with his companions, perhaps it is because he hears a different drummer. Let him step to the music he hears, however measured or far away. I think that's just really, really cool. You know, that's just be you, you know, be you. Let more of you come out. You know, don't die with your music still inside of you. Okay, you have music to express, a voice, your creativeness, your expression. Don't hold back. Don't hold back, because you don't want to be on that deathbed regretting that you didn't do what you could have done. So that's probably the biggest takeaway. You know, and when you actually start stepping into who you are and start committing yourself to something that's important to you, you may lose some friends. You may lose friends. They may think that you've betrayed them. But you know, what you haven't betrayed is your own life, your own passion, your own drive there. And that's more important than anything. That's the most important thing. So, you know, listen to your music and do what you know you have to do to feel whole, to feel complete, and to feel as if you're fulfilling your destiny and working on your passion. That's what's really, really important here. So, yeah, hit that retirement age, switch gears, start asking do that internal journey, asking what is really, really important to yourself, and get busy. Get busy. You know, time is of the essence here as we get older. So I'm getting better at telling the world what I want to say and what I feel and think, and that's taken an incredible amount of courage to do that, let me tell you. And but like I said, I have no regrets. So the last thing I want to leave you with is 5 ideas here of what you can do to bring out your purpose. Well, the number one thing is that this is an internal job. You know, you got to follow that heart that you have. Listen to that heart. You know, feel those emotions, those intuitions. Follow that. Okay, listen to that voice here and start taking small steps in that direction there. Second thing is just be more aware of what's going on around you. Think in terms that this next person or any person that comes into your life or crosses your path may be meant to for a reason, okay? Maybe this is the person you've been waiting for, or that is sharing knowledge with you that just gives you an aha, makes the light go off in your head and say, gosh, that is so right. That feels so right to me. I can make this my truth because it is my truth. You know, so be more aware of what's going on, because I believe the universe, as refined and connected as it is, all of this is working in some way to lead us to our passion, to bring us out, to bring it out here. And we have to be open enough and be aware enough to say, yes, you know, I'm curious. Don't just turn this person away. Don't just walk away. Don't put that book back down. You know, all these coincidences happen. You know, I can attest to that. I can attest to that. In the last 8 years that I've been on this path, it has happened time and time again to me, and it will for you too. But you just got to trust that voice and start following and observing and paying attention to what comes into your life here. Number 3, you have to be patient with the process, okay? Please, please, please be patient with the process. It doesn't happen overnight. It takes time. There's going to be a lot of roadblocks that you're encountering. There's going to be a lot of fears that are going to come up from your past and stuff. You know, it's going to be a matter of you someday saying, okay, my past has made me who I am today, and to thank it for being who you are today, as opposed to living in the past and letting that past influence who you are today. You want to be present, okay? Let the past go, bless it, thank it. It's made you who you are today, but now be present. Where is it that you want to go starting today, leading tomorrow, and going up that ladder? Okay, what is it that you want to be about that is important to you? So, and part of that process of being patient, I think, is being able to forgive yourself for when you do screw up, when you do have a day or two where you just say, screw it, I don't want to do anything. I'm going to go out and drink and eat and become a glutton and, you know, sleep all day or something and watch Three Stooges reruns till my heart's content. You're going to have days like that, you know, where just nothing seems to work, and you're going to beat yourself up. You know, this old noggin that we all have there is probably our worst friends we could possibly have. You know, as I've said before, if my friends spoke to me the way I speak to myself, they wouldn't be friends at all. And I think most of us do that. So when you fall off the treadmill, take a deep breath, regroup, refresh yourself in some way, and get back on, okay? I think the trick is to not let it last too long. I know when I fall off, it might be for a day, it might be for an hour. Anyway, it gets less and less. It used to be for weeks, months. I think there was even some years there at times too, where I was just in that, you know, probably that 8 year ago time when, gosh, some of the things I wrote and journaled at that time just, whoo, depressing and scary, you know, as to where I was there. So anyway, forgive yourself. Number 4, persevere. Persevere. Again, when you fall off, get back up. Take small steps every day. Read a book, read a magazine, you know, something that interests you. Think, write, journal, move, you know, whatever it is for you. Just keep taking small steps in that direction, and things will begin to unfold. Okay, it may not make sense to you at times. You may be curious or wonder why, wow, this has taken you that way. You know, maybe you got lost on a road, and, you know, who knows what that might have meant. Maybe it prevented an accident that might have happened somewhere else, or maybe it took you past a sign that jumped out at you, or led to a thought that was kind of an aha for you. I mean, you just never know how this universe works. And Wayne Dyer kind of thought that everything was happening just as it's supposed to, that everything's kind of got a purpose and a mission, just like we do. Okay, and number 5, the last one, believe. Okay, believe that whatever it is you want to do, or what do you want to make happen, can happen. Okay, we can be our own worst enemies. Don't let that happen to you. Believe in yourself. Believe that what you want can happen. Because if you don't have that belief, it's never going to work for you. If you don't think something is possible, it's never going to happen for you. You know, our minds and our decisions lead us. You know, we create our own reality. You know, we do it starting in the present, in the now. You know, so right now, every decision you make is leading you down a different avenue. Start changing some of those decisions. Start, like I said, taking small steps in going in the direction that you want. But you got to believe that it can happen. Okay, I've got some of my own beliefs. They haven't happened yet, but I still believe that they're going to. Hey, I don't know when it's going to happen, but it's going to happen. And I believe that. I believe that fully. And I believe everything is unfolding in my life just as it's supposed to, including talking to you guys out there. So anyway, thank you so much again for spending your Monday night with me. I really, really appreciate it. If you think of it, grab this little fun book there. It's really a cool book. Like I said, gosh, I go back probably 25 years for that book or so. I don't even know what it was written, but it seems like it was at least 25 years ago. Anyway, check it out there if you think about it. Again, thank you for sharing with other people who you think might benefit from this. If you ever want to do any personal coaching, personal training, anything like that with me, just reach out to me by message. Okay, and I'm going to leave you with a quote. Again, this is appropriately a Wayne Dyer quote there. How people treat you is their karma. How you react is yours. I love that. And I'll read that to you again. How people treat you is their karma. How you react is yours. Again, that whole choice thing there. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching tonight. I appreciate it. Love y'all. Have a great night. Bye-bye.